Keto turns your body into a fat-burning machine? What? Boom! Boom! What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, CEO, MTS Nutrition. Today, I was in the gym. You know, between sets, when you're training alone, you're like, what do I do between sets? I didn't want to get involved in emails. I didn't want my mind to go off track. And I try to avoid the gram, man. Especially now, like, all I see is everybody in their goddamn Halloween costumes. Like, I don't want to see, I'm sorry, it's just it's overwhelming. It's like every kid comes to my door for an hour, that's fine. But if I have to go on the gram for like 5 weeks before Halloween, it just gets overwhelming. So I'm scrolling down, and there's some really nice people I follow that are doing this, that follow me, that we're friends, we comment on each other's stuff, they're fellow fitness industry people. And if this offends them, then they just do not know their position, and they don't, and that's cool, and we can still go out, have beer, drink protein shake, lift weights, but I think they're kind of misrepresenting what keto does and how it works. So one of the claims I see is keto turns your body into a fat-burning machine. And while they are kind of correct, I think they're misrepresenting it to get their point across. Yes, keto does turn your body into a fat-burning machine, but let me explain how. Your body can't still burn calories and burn fat when it has glucose. If you're in a caloric deficit, your body will tap into your body fat for energy to prevent you from dying. If you are devoid of carbs, your body will tap into protein to create carbs via gluconeogenesis that will provide energy for your brain, preferentially in your body, to function. If your body has a lot of fat and very little carb and protein, your body converts the fat to something called ketones. And what ketones do is they provide your body and your brain, especially your brain and your organs and all that, a source of energy. So essentially going in ketosis is the process of your body saying, fuck! I'm out of carbs and protein. I don't have my preferred fuel source when everything's around, which is glucose. So I'm going to convert to ketones. Now, I like ketones. I don't think they're bad. I love them. I have them in Ritual AM. They're BHBs. They're great energy sources, especially for the brain. However, I don't think that selling it as something that really makes your body a fat-burning machine is how it is. Hey, Katie, you got a second?
Yeah, man.
So check it out. Katie's here. She knows a little about, she's dying again. She knows a little about ketosis. Now what I'm telling them, honey, is essentially your body is burning fat, but not body fat. Your body needs to be hypocaloric. For all you people who say, oh, I just eat eggs and bacon, I'm losing fat, you're absolutely correct. But you're also in a caloric deficit. One thing that even Dom over in Florida or any of the Volex or anybody will say, there might be a slight metabolic difference, but ketogenic diets do not make your body just go, hey, I'm eating eggs and bacon, I don't have toast. Time to burn this fat in my stomach.
Isn't it just burning the fat that you're taking in?
So it is, because your body converts the fat to something called ketones. And ketones is an energy source that kind of replaces glucose. It's a great energy source. That's why we have the external BHBs, which are external ketones, in Ritual. But what I don't like is when people make it sound like if you eat eggs, bacon, and pork rinds, that all of a sudden if you take carbohydrate out and you don't watch your calories, you don't put your body into a caloric deficit, you don't exercise to do that, that your body's gonna magically burn fat.
Burn through the stored fat. Right?
Now here's the thing, these people who are saying this usually aren't scientists. You won't see a scientist say that unless he's trying to sell you some shit. What you see is a lot of Insta bros, and I love my Insta bros. I'm an Insta bro myself, but I honestly, I'm a little bit different where I'm literate. So my whole thing is ketosis, and Katie can vouch for this. Now, you're Italian. You guys could tell by her full chest hair and her Rico Suave, and she unbuttons her shirt and shows, you know, that whole like Dago thing you got going on. No? Okay. So anyway, Katie, when you were growing up, back in the 20s, back in the roaring 20s, when you were growing up and you were at your little, what do they call those? The Hootsuite riot things that where you're like Doing the ballroom dance and shit. Okay, anyway, when you were growing up and you sailed over with Christopher Columbus on the Nina the Pinta and the Santa Maria. Now, what food did you eat a lot of?
I eat a lot of pasta.
Okay. What
Bread,
food? Okay, I grew up in Inglewood. You met my friends Beto and Elias and all those guys. Okay, what foods would you, like in their Hispanic culture, are they eating?
Beans and rice.
Beans and rice, tortillas. They have tacos al pastor. They have all the good shit.
You're trying to sound all
Chile rellenos. They have chupacabras. So, if you take most cultures, Polish people, you got pierogi, which is fat, carbs, and a little bit of meat in between. You know, you got stuffed cabbage, which has meat in it, but is mostly. My mom made something called kretzpretzela, which was a sauerkraut mixed with. It was delicious, mixed with egg noodles. So you take most cultures, and eating is very social, very cultural. And where do people fuck up? When they're out to dinner, or they're at meals with their family, or they're at home. And if you're at home, Katie, do you ever go, man, fucking want a piece of bacon, or man, I want a fucking pork rind? Do you ever think to yourself, oh, I'm PMSing, I need a fucking pork rind?
No.
What do you want to eat?
Chocolate.
And most people, if you have a salty mouth, you can have one later. You go with, I ate pineapple this morning. Pineapple makes your semen taste better.
Your humor is horrible.
My humor is on fucking point. If you eat, like if you're craving something salty, do you go for eggs with salt on it? No. You go for chips.
No. Chocolate covered pretzels.
Which is a version of a chip covered by chocolate. Katie, as you can tell, likes chocolate. So,
PMS.
Here's the deal, guys. The deal is, you need to find what works for you. If ketogenesis works for you, by all means do it. However, I do not believe it's optimal, and I don't believe that selling people on fat-burning fat is the right thing. You have to be hypocaloric. If eliminating those food sources helps you go hypocaloric, by all means, go keto. However, to think that you can't lose fat while eating carbs, it's all the same. It boils down to calories in, calories out. If ketogenesis, the insulin blunting effects, controls your appetite, and the lack of food choices prevents you from cheating on your diet, by all means do it. But to think that it's optimal, and that's a whole nother video, is it optimal for training? My opinion is no. There's plenty of data for carbohydrate around training for me to think that that's the most optimal way to go. Katie, anything you want to add?
I think when people are following any kind of diet, they make sure they're doing everything. So not just necessarily following the keto diet, they're probably training harder, whatever, just so that they can say, oh, I've got these great results from this. So I think when you're following a diet, there's also other variables other than the specific food diet that you're following.
And also realize on Instagram, it's not monetized, so all the Insta bros and Insta hoes, they're trying to sell you something. All right, guys, thanks for watching. There will be a keto link down below. Click on it, read it, comment, and get rewards points at Tiger Fitness. And that's not a game.